Good morning. Today is Wednesday. I'm glad to come your way again for our Wednesday School of Marriage. By the grace of God, for those of you that will be meeting me for the first time, I am Hope Dauda Gaina from the Significant Marriage Consult, where we deal with the issue of family therapies and relational coaching. Today, by the grace of God, I'll be talking about something different. Last week, Wednesday, in this academy, we spoke about unmet expectation as the silent killer of marriage and relationship. And today, we are moving forward to talk about the 4 dimensions of yourself. The 4 dimension of yourself. As a therapist, as I talk with people, as a coach on a daily basis, one thing I discover that is wrong with us is that a lot of people don't know whom they are. That is, yourself as an individual have different dimensions. So, and this dimension of yourself affect your psyche, affect your behavior, affect your disposition, affect your attitude, affect your approach to life and even to yourself. For those who are married, it may be one of the reasons why you're not getting right in marriage, because there is a part of your life that is yet to be known to you, and then you are not handling it as expected. So I call it the 4 dimension of yourself. The 4 dimension of yourself. Number 1 is the non-self. The non-self. Number 2 is the hidden self. Number 3 is the blind self. And then number 4 is the unknown self. Let me take my time to break this one after the other so that we're able to get to know what we are dealing with today in our marriage school. Now, when we talk about the non-self, the non-self is that aspect of your life that is known to you. We call it your conscious self. Your conscious self. It means that by conscious self, you are aware, you know who you are. These are aspects of your life that you know, your traits, your desires, your fears, your understanding, your likes, your dislikes. This is your non-self. That is your conscious self. It means these are the things you know about yourself. I know, okay, I'm a short-tempered person. I know I'm an easygoing person. I know I'm a social person. I'm an easy, these are the aspects of your life. You just know these things about yourself. When someone asks you, who are you? The moment you mention your name, the next thing you do is you tell them, this is my life, these are my dislikes. But I bet you that until you come to that point whereby your conscious, that's your non-self, is being projected as it is to the individual listening to you, the people you are relating with, you are going to get it difficult in managing relationship. Do you know that in life, people don't relate to you based on who you are, they relate with you based on who they are. So when you are meeting a person, try to understand yourself and then help them to understand who they are by showing you have a balance in your relationship. So the non-self is that aspect of your life that you are aware of, that aspect of your life that you know, that side of your life that you are conscious of. You know this thing about yourself. Even when somebody begin to accuse you about something negatively, this is not me. This is who I know about myself. That is what we call the non-self. The second one is the hidden self. The hidden self. When we talk about the hidden self, this is the unconscious part of your life. The hidden self, it means that you don't even know. Let me use this. The unconscious self. Things you don't know about yourself. These are things that even yourself you don't know about you. They are embedded, they are hidden, they are in your subconscious mind. There may be some hidden fears. There may be some hidden desires. There may be some things that have not come to the realization of who you are. Now, one of the things I help people do is that a lot of people have an untapped potentials in them. There are so many things about themselves that they don't know. They don't have an idea about it. So that's why sometimes you need a coach in your life, because the work of a coach is not just when you have an issue, but the work of a coach is to help you unearth your hidden self, your hidden potential, to help you kind of discover the gold, the treasures that are buried in the inside of you. Now, none of us on earth is an empty vessel. There is something that God has put in the inside of you. I remember one of the books by T.D. Jakes. T.D. Jakes says that nobody has everything, but everybody has something. Nobody have it all in life, but everybody has something to deliver. So what is it about your life that you're here to discover about yourself? Now listen to me, child of God. I think one of these days we are going to talk about how to unearth the hidden potentials in me, because I've talked with people whereby I've discovered in their life, from their dressing, their conversation, from their disposition, from their behavior, from their thought pattern, I've come to realize that these are people that are loaded with a lot of potentials, but they themselves don't even know who they are. They don't know what they carry. They don't know the potential they have. So you discover that a lot of people are busy praying and fasting. They're busy going here and there looking for things to help themselves become better, unknowingly to them that all that they need to become, all that they want to be in life is already given to them and is buried in the inside of them. So one of the journey you need to take in life is that you need to go through the journey of self-discovery. And in this journey, you already know that the known self of you is already there, because you know that aspect of your life. But then much more is that you need to find out, who is that person in me? Who is the face behind the screen that I'm yet to discover? What are those strengths that I'm having that I'm yet to unleash for my world? Child of God, until you come to the point whereby the hidden self is being unearthed, is being projected, is being developed, is being deployed, you can never be sure that you are living to the full potentials of your life. So the journey you need to take about your life is try to know that part of your life that you don't know. And one of the ways to do that, I'm going to develop an instrument to help you unearth your hidden potentials. And please, for those of you within Jalingo, or you can access me online, you can ask me for that. I'm going to give you the instrument that you can use to unearth your hidden potential. I bet you that the day you are able to discover much about yourself, you will be shocked that you are much more than the person you thought you are. Let me give you this example about myself. Growing up as an individual, because I grew up under a very restricted environment, I never believed that I can be a speaker. I never believed that I can do a lot of things. I never believed that I can be a sales manager. But when I begin to unearth the hidden potentials in me, I remember I worked with a boss then in a company, and he told me, he said, "Oh, there are so many things you can do." He keep pushing me and pushing me until the moment whereby I'm able to stretch myself beyond the bounds of the limitation of my background, the limitation of my education and academics, the limitation of my biases and sentiment. I was not able to do much. But the moment I was able to stretch myself beyond those limitations that I've placed for myself because of my background, I was able to get to the top and the zenith of life, and I feel very okay with what I was doing then. So in this life, what is the hidden self? Try to discover this about yourself, and you will be surprised that you are more than what you think you are. The other one is the blind self. The blind self. This is the side of your life that is known to others, but unknown to you. Are we together? When we talk about the blind self, your blind self, everybody has that. There is something about you that other people know that you don't know about yourself. I know somebody is shocked. Somebody is asking the question, how possible is this? It's very, very possible for every one of us, including myself. There is something that people that are very close to me, they know about myself, that perhaps I'm yet to come to terms with the reality of that reality and myself. And that is why in this life, you must not give a blind ear to what people say about you, especially people who are critical about your life, people who don't like you in this life. Try to listen to them. Try to understand their analysis about your life. It's not to allow your naysayers and your enemy to control your life, but I bet you that in this life, when you listen to the people who don't seem to like you, people who are very critical about you, they will be able to help you know certain things about yourself that you don't even know. And these things can be positive or negative. Now, let me tell you something. As a pastor for over a decade, what did I discover is that the reason why a lot of pastors are failing is because most pastors have drawn a lot of bootlickers, a lot of psychopaths around themselves. In Africa specifically, our leaders believe in the job of psychopaths. Now, psychopaths will never help you see the blind self in you. Because psychopaths speak out of sentiment. Psychopaths will always praise you. They will always praise you even when they discover that your ship is sinking. They see that you are dying. They will never come out to tell the truth about yourself. But there are people in life. That is why you see you need to keep engaging people with an open mind, with a very free mind. Because there are people in your life that they know a lot of things about yourself, the positive and the negative, that you don't know about yourself. Listen to me, there are people that have come to me for counseling or for coaching. In our interaction, they begin to ask me questions. How are you able to know this aspect of my life that I don't even know about it? Now, in the realm of the spirit, there is what we call the spirit of discernment and then the word of knowledge. Now, these are gifts that are in line with the prophetic office. So you discover that if you are operating as a New Testament believer, one thing that you must trust God for is the spirit of discernment and then the word of knowledge. So in most cases, when people come for me for counseling, God opened my eyes beyond the realm of the physical to understand the other side of them, which is blind to them. And then you discover that the reason why people are suffering is not because they are bad or because life have not treated them or have not given them so many opportunities, but most people are where they are because they are blind to themselves. They are blind to themselves. And listen to me, the reason why some people will remain blind for a very long time in this life is because out of pride and arrogance. Now, pride is a killer. Pride is a killer. If you allow pride to dominate your life, pride is a killer. If you are a proudful person, you are going to build a mask. You are going to build a mask around your life. I've seen people who are so conscious about themselves that build a mask to cover their life. They walk around so proudful that nobody is able to tell them the truth about themselves. But child of God, as a therapist, one thing I do is that even when I'm interacting with people, I know certain things about themselves that they don't know about themselves, and those things are hurting them. We have learned in the skills of counseling not to offer help until it is requested for. Because counseling is providing help to people who knows they are in need of help and they are ready to be helped. Because helping somebody or trying to help someone who is not ready to be helped is just a futile venture. So a lot of people are living with so much regalia. They are living so big and so pompous, but they are so blind about themselves. And do you know something? Most of them, until when life crushed them, until when they reach at their lowest part of life, whereby they have destroyed themselves, destroyed opportunities, and they have wasted the most precious aspect of their life, before men will begin to tell them, I know this thing about you, I told you, but you are not listening. So please, child of God, one thing you can do to help your life, and then you optimize your performance and your self-development, come to a point whereby you allow people to assess you. Listen to what people are saying. I remember one day Jesus was teaching and he said, what do people say about me? What is my public reputation? What are people saying about me? Now, what people are saying about you will not be 100% true. It must not be 100% true. But if you're a careful person and you filter it and you're honest to yourself, you will discover that up to 55% of the analysis of people about your life, positively or negatively, are seemingly true about yourself. What you do in such cases that you make adjustment, you sit down and you make a retrospective thought about your life, and then the moment you discover that, it will help you to unearth the hidden potentials in you. So try to listen to people. Try to understand what people are saying. Why are they saying this thing? Are they just saying this thing about me out of hatred? Or there is something about me I'm doing unconsciously that I don't even know about myself? Now, the last one on the list is the unknown self. The unknown self. When we talk about the unknown self is that aspect of your life that is not known to you, is not known to anybody outside except God himself. That is your unknown self. There is nothing you can do about this. But as you keep walking with God, if you're a Christian listening to me, in your walk with God, each step you take in God, every realm you ascend with God, there is an exposition of yourself that God is going to make it known to you. Now, let me tell you something. All through my life, I've thought that I would be a very wonderful pastor, a wrestling pastor in church. And that is what I poured out my life to do passionately. It took me 10 years for God to open my eyes to understand another dimension of me. That, hey, guy, you are not just a pastor. There is an apostolic grace upon your life. So the moment God opened my eyes to understand that, I now discover the things I'm engaged in, the kind of engagement that gives me satisfaction in life, it is tied to the calling of an apostle. So this unknown self of your life, it is not your fault, but your closeness to God is going to make this known to you. So you need to plunge out in God. You need to allow yourself with God in God. As you walk with God, God begins to open your eyes to discover the different aspects of your life. In summary, in our marriage academy today, I'm talking about the fourth dimension of yourself. Number one is your non-self, that's your conscious self. Number two is your hidden self, that's your unconscious self. Number three is your blind self, that is the other side of you that is known by others but is not known to you. And then the last one is the unknown self. People don't know it's about you. You don't know it about yourself, but God knows it. And lastly, about the unknown self, the Bible says in the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11, 9 to 11, the Bible says, eyes have not seen, ears have not heard. It has not come to the mind of any man the things that God have installed for those that love him. These are the things that are unknown to you. So don't allow anybody to limit you. As you work with God, God is going to make your future revelational. The Lord is going to bless you until I come your way next Wednesday again. I remain your counselor, Hope Dauda Ghana from the city of Jalingo. I love you. Remain blessed.